Hey everybody, how's it going? It's my turn again today, unfortunately. Can't wait to hear how Laura Lynn is doing. Me either. She came out for about 5 minutes to try and help me get ready for today, and then had to go back inside. She's just too weak. Can't help all that much. But that happens when you don't eat for 2 months. How is everybody today? I do have some new news, but we'll hold off on that for a little bit. Let everybody get comfortable and join us. Thanks, Helly. I know that she should probably be watching in bed, but she came out here for the first time in a very long time to help, but she needed an escort back, so it's just tiring. So today I'm going to work on a very simple project, but it's something that's unique. I've not seen it. It's a little bit of a twist on my own thing. So we're going to do 3 large strips. Happy Easter, Steph. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
This fabric, either is this iron or this fabric does not want to straighten. Is she actually in the chat? Did she actually say something or type something? I didn't see it. That's why everybody said hello LLF. So yeah, Marcus is here with me, trying to make sure that I do the right things. So just leave that for now.
I'm just here for sassy commentary and to occasionally spot cameras.
I'm not sure, Crystal L, where you see Laura Lynn. I do not look like her. I'm confused. Did she magically appear behind me and
No?
is she literally ghosting me?
No.
No? Yeah, I'm confused. Everybody said hello to Laura Lynn, but she's not here right now. Okay, she is definitely watching. She wants to make sure I do this right and tell everybody the right things, so and then she'll tell me later. So yes, I am just ironing this because it just came off the bolt. So there's the 3 fabrics. This one, which is airplanes, up top. So that's the airplane one. A solid blue. Yeah, she's definitely watching. I don't know whether she's got it on the TV in the bedroom or not. And the one that I was just ironing is this one. Approximately, yes, Sassalet. Do you remember what size she said? 25?
I think it's 20.
It's either 20 or 25. Or even 15. It's 20. Awesome.
Almost like I
Each
remember.
each panel is 20.
20 what?
20 inches.
Okay.
Thank you, Bambi House. Thank you, Crystal L. It's good to see you too. Thank you for joining me as we continue our adventure on simple quilts and projects that even a noobophile like myself can do. Here's hoping that the sass makes it through the stream this time. She behaves herself and doesn't make the moderators angry and gets her banned. Thank you, Steph. Appreciate that. I'll give an update in a little bit here about Laura Lynn. I just want to give everybody a chance to come in. She is probably watching, most likely. Don't you dare. Don't you do it. Tried to do it. Marcus, what are we going to do about it? Probably nothing. Tracy, Craft a Simple Life, how are you doing? Munchkin and I are getting by. Yes, it's stressful. More stressful that we have so little information and we have to wait a lot of time. Boy, did I miss a lot of good stuff. Well, of course you missed a lot of good stuff. If you're just new here, and I don't remember your name, so it's quite possible that you're new, or relatively new. So yeah, we have a lot of videos. Been on YouTube for a long time. What are you prepping for? Armageddon. No, that's not right. Zombie apocalypse? Is that what we're prepping for? No. No, that's not it either. What were we prepping for? End of the world? No, that's not it either. I'm prepping to build a very simple quilt. Something that anybody can do. Do we have a pattern? Absolutely, it's going to happen as the stream unfolds, and you'll get to watch it and make a comment as we go. Write it down, because I didn't. I just had an idea. So I'm going with the idea. And there we go. We've got 3 beautiful pieces of fabric and an iron that's on. We know it's on because it's hot. And the light.
Are you sure? Are you sure it's on?
Yep. Nope, it's not a chaos quilt. Yes, definitely welcome everybody who's new that hasn't been here around for a while, or who's come back just to find out how Laura Lynn's doing. We appreciate you coming back and saying hello. Pop this and take a sip of my orange juice without vodka.
That feels like it would be a weird mix.
What? Orange juice and vodka?
Yeah, it feels to me like the 2 flavor profiles would not mix.
You'd be surprised.
Again, I don't really like the taste of alcohol that much, so...
There we go. Drinking screwdrivers on the job. It's an actual thing.
If I had remembered the existence of screwdrivers, I would have not made that comment about the 2 flavors not mixing well.
So this quilt is exactly going to be 5 seams total. Don't forget to subscribe. Wendy K. Yeah, definitely. If you could help us out and subscribe, that'd be great. We're trying to hit our goal of 100,000,000 quadrillion viewers and subscribers. Yes, that's a real number.
Clark asks, how's the game launch going? It's going well. There's the game's been stable so far, and I'm kind of glad because I'm one of the people that have to make sure it's stable.
Okay, somebody short sheeted this bed. Naughty. I don't know about that. Seems like there are, Valerie. Hi, Lynn. I'm just gonna line everything up. We're gonna take off the salvages here.
So it looks like two of them are the same way.
Yeah, we're gonna have to shorten everything for the length of the fabric. So this is just with the fabric at 20 inches wide. And we have the long cutter thingy. Pop, different fabrics are different widths. Each company has widths, yeah, and that's absolutely fine. I think all this was from the same place, but who knows? I just picked the colors because they look nice. Yes, if you have a chance, please either click the thumbs up or the thumbs down. If I'm not funny enough, you can click the thumbs down. If I am funny enough, click the thumbs up. And then click it again for the thumbs down, just to make sure.
Yeah.
Click it 2 or 4 times.
Yeah, even amounts for the dislike button and odd amounts for the like button.
Exactly.
Unless you've already clicked.
Sure. Click it as many times as you want. Sorry, I'm just going over here to get the right edge. You're not funny, Pop? Wow. You're off the Christmas card list. Not funny. And I try so hard. Tell people this is what I have to put up with. My moderators trying to poke fun. Drop the mic. Yeah, exactly. You click the mic several. No, you click the button several times. Well, as long as it's all on the positive side and it ends up with it being a positive, then that's all that matters. We won't tell anybody else. Thank you, Bona Beth. I am glad we could help with that, and if you ever need to talk, please reach out. We're here. We're going through our own things, but you know, sometimes it's all you need is somebody to listen. Sometimes it's even called paying attention to what's happening. Sorry, we're just going to cut off the bottom piece. There we go. I can even use a rotary cutter, and everybody's proud of me now, right? I'm proud of me. That's all that matters. Funny or not, you got my thumbs up. I thank you, because I really appreciate you guys taking the time to even just click the button. I know we're not Laura Lynn, so we're not as funny, not as humorous, but we try. So we got, these two are going to go together. We all need screwdrivers in the sewing room. I can't confirm or deny that. But I can't say that I enjoy the taste of alcohol anymore, so I don't partake in that. Y'all are very entertaining. Thank you, JK. Hope you don't mind I call you JK. I do lack the singing pleasure. I am so sorry. Someday we'll get her back out here and get her singing for you again. Right now she doesn't have the energy to do anything. Quite literally, she was able to spend 5 minutes out here with me getting ready and had to go in. You have to understand, she hasn't had a solid full meal in over 2 months now, and she's very weak and has almost no energy at all, ability to do anything. She was tired by walking from the shop to here. I was a singer a long time ago, but I'm not anymore. Cindy, well, I'd take that offer if I could. So we did get some news, some information. When she went for her CT scan, they were able to identify that there is a blockage in her lower intestine, or small intestine, one of the intestines anyway. And so now she has to go in for another scope, but as per usual, they went in the first way through the front end, and now they have to go in through the back end to scope out what's actually going on. So needless to say, we're happy to have a little bit of information, but she still can't keep food down, and she has zero energy. So we're hoping that once the scope is done, they can determine what the blockage is. They think it might be possibly Crohn's or colitis, but they don't know yet, so we have to wait a little longer. It seems to be this story of things, just hurry up and wait. Yeah, the waiting is the awful part. It's hard on not only the family, but it's hard because she's constantly in pain. Don't make you come over there. Over where? You can't get here. So stop threatening. Or I'll take you up on it. Thank you, S. Taylor. We appreciate that. She's, As long as she rests and she doesn't do a lot of exertion, she's okay. But as soon as she does any exertion, and by any, it's to the point where, like, just going from the bedroom to the living room is a challenge. That's exertion. Oh, Gwenny, I'm sure she's knows how to get to Alberta. She hasn't found the way to Nova Scotia yet. So we have chosen a date for the 12-hour stream. It will be on May 27th, right? I think that's the day. That's the Saturday after the May 2-4 long weekend for Canadians. Karen Little, you have no idea how much better it made us feel to know that there was a blockage. However, we don't know whether it's a blockage due to scarring or due to something else, right? So we're hoping for the best. So we will be doing a 12-hour stream. We have something very special planned, and we're hoping you all join us on that day, because it's going to be a lot of work, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun trying to do something I don't think I've seen on YouTube at all. Have you seen anything like it on YouTube?
Not yet.
No. So we might be the first to do this type of thing, or this thing that we're going to do. Got some other surprises as well. Yeah, that long weekend years ago. Did you type that?
Yeah, I'm trying to see why the bot command isn't working.
Oh, Battissimo.
Bot is broken.
Bot is broken, ladies and gentlemen. But then again, it just put something into the stream.
Yeah, it's doing the welcomes. It's not so much doing the commands.
Shouldn't... You would think so, One Love. But the doctors don't seem to be concerned. No pineapple pizza. That's not happening, Allison. You can get banned too, you know. Jackie McMurtry, I hope that's the answer, and it's something real simple. No, pineapple pizza isn't in the bot anymore. It got cleaned up.
Well, Pauline, I have a friend in Ontario who's also having medical issues, and he is also seeing 6 to 8 months before he can actually get treated.
Yeah, one of my employees at the place where I work on my day job, he just flew back to Syria, where he came from originally, to get medical treatment, because it was going to take it till 2025 for him to get the surgery he needs so that he can sleep. So it's quite interesting, the state of the medical environment in Canada. And he's in Ontario, so I don't know whether it would be any faster. I know the one thing that I do know is that we would have an actual doctor of some sort. Long weekend waits here. Long waits in Manitoba too. Yeah, I think everywhere in Canada right now, there's like almost zero medical care. Would it be quicker to travel to the USA? Unfortunately, Sass, we'd have to get passports, and that would mean that Laura Lynn would have to be able to move beyond 100 feet, right? And right now, that's just not a thing. It's not just low on staff. Like, I think more than anything, it's just low on everything. There's no nurses, there's no doctors. All of the medical system in Canada is pretty much exhausted right now.
Yeah, the medical system's still trying to recover from the
Pandemic.
event that happened in 2022 that, for the sake of the algorithm, I will not be specifying more.
Yeah. Yep. 2020 to 2021 did a really good job on our medical system,
Yeah.
to the point where nothing could keep things going. Yeah, family doctors, just the whole medical system in Canada is really bad right now. And I pity anybody who's in it, that works in the industry, not that's in the medicals. You know what I mean. I just wish everybody was perfectly healthy. It wouldn't have been so bad, I think, if this hadn't just been a surprise and all of a sudden happened. I'm joining Fabric together, Saslet. Thanks for asking.
I will, Jackie. I'll make sure to give Mom a gentle hug.
Wow, stunning. Thank you. I like being stunning. Somebody's asleep at the switches.
No, I was reading chat.
Oh, okay.
And also, I was full tapped over to the bot trying to figure
Part
out what
1
welcome.
is done. Don't you like it so far? One seam down. We're already I can't believe it's been 30 minutes already. Wow.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Absolutely. My doc would ask if I can wipe my butt, and if I do, I'm A-okay. Okay. That's an interesting medical technique I've never heard of. Can't see the picture yet. What picture?
Do you want to put those two teals side by side? Or?
I'm putting it pattern, solid pattern.
Okay.
So yes. You got an ad. I got an ad. We all got an ad.
I did not push
Ads
the
make
run
the
ad
quilt
button.
shop run, and so Google has decided to put ads in all kinds of different places now. I am making a Pop Unique special strip quilt out of 3 strips. We're gonna do 5 seams on this project, and that's it. There will be no okay, well, I'll take my time. I'm not going to say anything super special at the moment. If you got an ad, I apologize. Ads happen. It's like life. Ads happen. I think that's the new saying. Every platform has ads. I got an ad, you got an ad, we all got an ad. Nice fabric. Thank you. I'm very comfortable with you guys. You have an ad block on your YouTube. Tisk tisk. I'm supposed to say that, but tisk tisk. You're not supposed to have ad block for YouTube because it stops us from getting monetization.
Yeah,
But
Tracy,
hey, you do what you
I've
need to
already
do.
mentioned it.
I'm definitely attaching two blues together. And you know why? Because one's patterned and one's not. I don't know if Google's put anything about ads and ad blockers up yet. I know that other platforms have.
Oh, thank you very much, Ellie.
Thank you, Helly. You're amazing. Thank you for being there for us. Thank you for running. Helly does an amazing job in running our channel on Facebook, our group. Barbara Jean, they changed that process a little while ago where ads get put in mid-roll. So it can happen now. Ads are time for potty break. I guess we know what Mona did. She went potty. Mona did what? Right? No, not funny? Okay. It's hard finding help. Helly is the bomb. Yes, she is. She's amazing. It's hard to keep up with me anyway, isn't it, Gwenny? Absolutely, Bon Beth. It is possible that any extension could have malware in it. But, you know, most of the ad blockers are okay. Not that I'm condoning ad blockers, right, YouTube? "3:30 a.m. the witching hour." Are you calling yourselves names? Why are you not allowed, Helly? I didn't block you, ban you, or anything else. You need to send me a message on Messenger and I will take a look at it. Gwenny can't get in either. Great. So that means something's going on with the authentication module. Oh, Peggy Lynn, if that ever happens, skip or reload the page or something. That's insane. 2-hour ad? That's nuts. I thought I got banned or something. So basically everybody's having problems logging in. That's interesting. Not really, but it's not a good thing, but it's interesting. I will take a look at it, because I haven't had any problems logging in, so. Which makes me wonder. I haven't banned anybody from the website. Oh, sorry, that's not true. I banned one person who was making very negative comments towards us. But I will take a look at the website after this stream. Saturday, April 15th. So I guess the real statement should have been beware the Ides of April rather than March. Thank you, Jackie. That's amazing.
Yes, thank you very much, Jackie.
I always beware. I'm always wary. Days must be short in Australia. It's always fun. So last weekend, I had just finished my manager's course, and I was studying and doing a lot of retroflecting and thinking about the future of the channel, the future of everything, right? As one tends to do when 50% of your company is sort of falling down right now. And I came to the conclusion that no matter what, whether Laura Lynn is sick or not, we're going to do our best to keep coming out here and spending time in the quilt shop with you guys, keep you in the loop as much as possible. There will be weeks where we can't get out here, obviously, because we just got other things that we want to try and accomplish as well. But we will do our best for everybody to continue to come out and have some fun, because this is fun for me too, surprisingly. I was actually shocked the first day when when I came out and was like, yeah, this is entertaining, why can't I just keep doing this? So I've actually got some other things planned. Absolutely, Pauline, I really appreciate that. I've got some other things planned where I won't necessarily be out here. I'm going to teach some things in the office and show you guys some of the other things that we can do as creators of things with fabric. You start in another place and work your way to here. So, is she here still?
Yeah.
So, ultimately, our goal is to still be out here, hanging out with you guys. Team's a man down and doesn't always run at 100% exactly. But as I get better, obviously, maybe even Munchkin will get better and do things too. Who knows? You never know, right? But we got some ideas around some extra things that maybe nobody's done yet. So, from a quilting perspective.
Should I put it back on the sewing cam, or?
Sure. We actually have considered collaborations. I'd love to collaborate with some people in Nova Scotia. That'd be great. The problem is I can't travel.
Oh, thank you, Mona.
Thank you very much, Mona. See, Mona did a tip. That's perfect. See? Now we gotta get the rest of the channel to go and do the same thing. No, but seriously, thank you very much, Mona. And I gotta figure out how to get $2 off Mike. I know. I could tease him with the Sophie.
You could tease him with the Sophie.
$2 if Munchkin sews a quilt up. I think that's.
I'm not that cheap.
He's much more expensive than that, Mike. Sorry. Maybe someday. The way I see it, for the time being anyway. But you can be bought. $4 then. Okay, so now the fun part happens. So this is the quilt. Kind of neat, right? Just 3 colors. Real simple. Simple for those of us who have simple minds like myself. So the challenge is this needs a little bit of a big space. And we don't have enough space. To do this right, how are we gonna do this? One sec.
I have no idea what you're doing, so unfortunately I cannot be of assistance. I was not given details on what we were doing today, I got about as much information as the jet did.
You got invited, that should be enough. Thank you, So Terry.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for the super chat. Who's causing trouble? And what dog park? Yeah, I'm gonna have to actually. But it's also too wide, so. That wasn't important. Just my drink. We'll fix that later. Thank you so much. Yep, orange juice went for a ride.
I'll refill it. Come back with a towel.
There's not enough to refill it just with water.
Just with water?
Yep. Can't stay long. Have to head back to the hospital, see my dad. Nice.
You want to show her off because she wants to.
Yeah. Sophie,
Go back.
come here. Come say hi. Hey. See? She's still around. She's hanging out. Right? Oh, stretch. It's been such a rough week. See you in a bit. See you in a bit. Go on, follow Marcus. And she's off. Off to protect the mom. Star of the show, exactly, Mike. Can never live up to the Sophie's level of stardom. Thank you. The design wall is actually the world quilt from all of our viewers. So if in 2017 everybody who's on here sent in a block for the world quilt, we're gonna iron this. I don't think she saw it. And she sort of, she's been very protective of Laurelyn. And with her not being out here, she doesn't want to stay. Which is fine. Out of the way. What printer do you use? That's actually embroidery. So all the names are embroidered onto a single white strip of fabric, and then sewn into the blocks for the quilt. So yeah, we don't use a printer, but if you were going to use a printer with, generally I'd probably try and use a printer that has capability of doing e-transfer. Not all printers do. I don't think my block made it into the quilt. It's entirely possible, Sassalette, I don't know. I don't know. Still lots of people who are in the stream that started this with us, so I recognize a few names I've seen in the recent time. Not rejected, you probably sent it in after we were already done it. Or yours was the one I think maybe that got lost? I remember there was one or two that got lost. Okay, see if we can make this mess nice. Sorry, clean up time. Is Mom okay?
Yeah. She's got a little bit more energy right now.
Good. So, the next step of this, and the reason that you need a bigger space is, you're going to measure down 12 inches and put a pin. think I'm actually going to have to step away for a second myself. So you're going to measure down 12 inches and put in a pin. That's the new 12. It's called 12.5. So seeing as I did 12.5 on that side, we'll do 12.5 on this side. Thank you. Yep, Pop needs to go tinkle, so he's going to take a break and Munchin's going to come entertain you for 30 seconds or so. Well, I go to the house and back. So, be back in a second.
Hello again, everyone. Last time I was left up here alone, I mentioned that I didn't have a puzzle in the shop. Sasa, you are not unsupervised. I still have banning privileges. But someone actually sent us another puzzle. It didn't say who, so I'm just going to say thank you to whoever sent this. It's a lovely dragon puzzle, and I'm really looking forward to putting it together. Naiku, Mom isn't feeling well right now. Like, really not well. So unfortunately she's not able to come and do videos or streams as of late. Oh, now the bot's working. Huh. Yeah, it does have a little bit of a look to the same one that Mom had done as a cross stitch. I'd start putting it together, but I don't think I have enough time to put the whole thing together before Pop comes back in, and then I just have to shove it back in the box. How many pieces? It does not say, but apparently it is a large size puzzle. The last time you guys were on, you mentioned that your company released a new game. Yes, that game is called Leap, and it's L-E-A-P, and you can find it on Steam, Xbox, or PlayStation. Oh, Pop returns. Apparently you are a sprinter.
Of course I am. The body of physique of an athlete. Or not.
Maybe of a bowling ball.
Hey, bowlers are athletes too.
Bowling ball?
So Pat Strawhouse was the one that sent that.
Oh.
You must have missed it or something, but
No,
she said that she added her name, and Pat, thank you very much for the
thank
project.
you very much.
Um, she or she. We went through the packaging and there was nothing there.
Yeah, there was no name or anything. So thank you very much, Bad Straw House.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah,
I'm
now
gonna
but I'm
enjoy
out
putting
of
it
breath
together.
though. That's gonna be the issue. So now we're gonna fold this in half to make it easier to do this work.
I'm gonna open it now. Okay, I'm gonna try to open it now.
Folding in half, exactly. One half in folding. Nope, no John here. Sorry, you got the wrong channel if you're looking for John. So what we're doing is we're going to take, actually I can't have this folded in half, can I? We cannot, but I can pin it this way.
Yeah, I just opened it up to check inside to see if there was like a piece of paper with Bad Straw House name
Thank
on
you,
it.
Stephanie.
No.
There wouldn't be anything inside. It would have been on the packaging from the company she bought it from. But there was nothing there. Ah, but Pauline, what am I doing that would allow me to do that? Actually, can I? If I go from this side. Yep, I think I can. So we're going to measure the 12.5 this way as well. Thank you, Joanne. She is watching, and I know that she appreciates all of our love that you guys are giving out. It's not going to do exactly what I was wanting to do if I do it this way. So just because we don't want to measure more than once. Okay, so now that we got those two sides pinned, this idea wasn't going to work. Glad I realized that before I cut. So what we're trying to do is we're going to cut diagonally from this corner, this pin to this pin. Okay. Morning, just got here, been keeping you all in our prayers. How is LL? LL is on the couch resting. She came out for a very short period of time and helped try and get ready for the stream today. Will I be able to? Yeah, we're going to turn it this way. Draw a line. I'm going to, with the ruler, once I can get the cuts on the cutting board. That's what I'm working on right now, is finding the best way to cut this without losing everything. because I can't get the whole width of the cut onto the cutting board by the looks of it. So I'm going to have to do it diagonally. Not to be confused with diagonally. Yes, a Harry Potter joke. But of course this ruler's not long enough either. Please tell me about being a part of the quilt in the background. So that is around the World Quilt. Helly can post a link in the chat for you. You didn't miss out on the current iteration of it. Now where did I put the other ruler? Over there.
Blacked out.
Nah, that would be too easy. We're just gonna give her. Okay. Cut one done. Aren't we proud? So we cut the first cut, sort of, mostly, thanks to the really sharp blade I'm using, apparently. But that's okay, because it's going to help with the second cut, and we can just trim it up. So what we're doing is cutting corner to corner on these. Show them how it's done. You just gotta, you know, there's this thing that's called, excuse my French, but fuck around and find out. If you don't do that in life, then you're never gonna know whether you can be successful at something. So this is just an idea that popped in my head, okay? So we're gonna, as I said, fuck around and find out whether or not it's gonna work. Sorry for the vulgar language for those who don't appreciate it. Sometimes somebody needs to swear in the quilt shop just for the volume of voice. So I got my rulers all lined up. We're going to just give her a good cut. Finger cutting's optional. And whatever doesn't work, a long arm Murph can fix. We already know this. So, there we go. not a hat. See, not everything's a hat, dear. Okay, so that was the first thing. You would say, well, why would you do that? There's no value in that. Look, it's triangles, right? It's just triangles. Why are we doing triangles? Well, we're going to do something with, well, once we separate the pieces,
You have a unique talent for doing everything off camera.
I can't help it. All I'm doing is cutting the fabric that didn't cut properly with the wheel. And it doesn't have to be perfect because it's going to be in the seam. So we got a couple more pieces over here. Trim them up. So we've got this piece, right? Pay attention. There we go. So we got this piece, which is going to stay on the bottom here. But we're going to take this piece, and we're going to do this with them. So what happens is, we got a little bit of this up here, right? Just like that. Make sense? Okay. For Sassoulet, this was over here, okay? Because, you know, I'm good this way. I like teaching. So this piece was over here. And this piece was over here. And we're going to do this with it. Need some light. Okay, perfect. Light it is. And then we're going to put this piece over here and sew it on like this, making sure that these seams are as close to aligned as possible. Perfect, right? Do with this with it, and then this with that, and then these things go this way and that way, and then everything's good to go. So the reason this is a 5-seam quilt, we've already sewn 3 seams, right? It's actually a 6-seam quilt, but who's counting? Math is good. Yeah, so we're going to have a little bit of the bottom on the top and a little bit of the top on the bottom. Easy, right? And it will look good, I think, he says. So now we're going to sew this piece on here, and we're going to sew this piece on here, and then we'll sew this line here. So it's really simple. Anybody can do it. It's beginner friendly. Even Lucy, who just showed up late to the party, can do this one. It's real easy. Now you can do this with any size. You don't have to just be consistent to like the 12.5 inches up. Okay, so let me finish this part and then I'll go into the wall quilt again. So you can measure it up 5 inches. Yeah, I want your late slip. You can measure up 5 inches, you can measure up 12 inches, you can measure up 12.5. It doesn't matter. It just depends on how much you want to have of the top color in the bottom and the bottom color in the top. Okay? If it's so easy, have Munchkin do it. He doesn't want to, Mike, because you only offered him $4. You cheat that way, I guess. I don't know. He doesn't do it for $2 or $4. I don't know. He just... He's these computer programmers these days. $8. He's going up. Look out. Feeling the pressure yet? So anyway, with chocolate ice cream. I could go for some chocolate ice cream right now. So yeah, you can do it any size, but what you have to do is you have to measure the same width or length from the bottom and from the top down so that they're the exact same shape. You're creating the same size triangles. Make sense? Everybody on board? Good. Glad we got that sorted and everybody's on the same page. So remember, we're going to do this and we're going to make sure that these seams align. And I'm going to use some of Laura Lynn's terms here and other things because not a pro. But we're going to faux sew this so you can see and check your seam, because if the seams aren't lined up, the effect isn't going to work. We're on page 12, subsection 3, paragraph 8. In the pattern that I didn't create. Okay, so now that we got that sorted out, I'm just going to do this for a second. Give me one sec. So the world quilt, this thing behind me. Yeah. So the world quilt. Helly, if you have a chance, can you make sure that the link is in the chat there? But the world quilt was started originally in 2017. We're doing a second version of this. And the goal is for as many people as who can create a block that basically references... Thank you. Change the camera guy.
Sorry, I was trying to think about what kind of quilt I could do for $8.
Not a single one. So the world quilt, it's a 9.5 by 9.5. Block, and you send us the block, we'll make the name tag and everything else. So when you send us the block, it should be something about you or where you live, so that we can sort of reference it as to where it is on in the world, and who you are. It should be a reference of both pieces. Okay. So take a look at the link that Helly's just put in there, and and if you go to that link, you can get the details on where to send it, and it should be up to date and everything should work well. Any other questions I can answer? 9.5 by 9.5 unfinished. Correct. All it is the block itself. Don't need to quilt it. Don't need to do anything else with it. Just send us the block, please. I think there's one here somewhere. Here's an example. This one's gorgeous. Showed this one last week. There's another one here too, I think. So that's one of them for the next block set. Yes, here's the other one. So whose is this one? Anybody want to guess? Yeah, exactly. Nope, it's Allison's. So that's Allison's block. And Allison also sent along Laura Lynn's new favorite t-shirt.
That is pretty great t-shirt.
So this is awesome. You'd almost think it was our logo. It's very close. And I'm not sure if I'm supposed to show this, but it was in the same pile, so I'm a little confused. But I think this came with Allison. Allison, are you okay with this being shown? You know what it is by the color, I'm assuming. Well, thanks for stopping by. I can do whatever I want. Oh, okay. It's a backing. So this is the backing. Looks like a whole quilt to me. Anyway, that's the backing. It was folded up in the same place. Found it in a pile. It's very nice, eh? There's no need for you to put the name or label on anything. We will do that for you as part of what we're doing. For that. Yeah, the t-shirt's awesome. Is that something you had made, Allison, or is it somebody else's material? Yeah, it's all about experience in life and figuring things out as you go. So we're just gonna, so it's not high enough. Pat, it's actually a little bit more than that. They can actually, for even the comments I was making, they could come back and say that we're not advertiser friendly. Still not where I want it. I think we'll sew that and see how it works.
That's hilarious, Sass. Didn't expect you to lie through your teeth.
How's that possible? Oh, and by the way, I watch other streamers in Australia, Sassalet, so I know that's not the truth.
I also watch other streamers in Australia, and they have some of the most colorful language I have ever heard.
So I might as well get this one ready to go.
Really freaking funny, though. Curse words just hit different with that accent.
Now you are going to need to square up this quilt. Because you're going to have some edges that are not going to be exact on the points here. Sorry, got deep concentration now. Okay, let's see if we can turn this without spilling. Should be possible because there's no water near or material near.
Over the shoulder cam might need some more adjustment now.
Yeah, the key for foundation paper piecing, from what I've seen, my infinite experience, has been that you get away with a lot because it's so accurate. Like, every part of the pattern is done in a very specific way so that you can get the exact image out of it that you're looking for. So having some of the clear orange juice this time.
Just the vodka?
No, there was no vodka in the last one. Hard work. Okay. On to the hard part. Economy.
Economy size vodka.
No. No, screwdrivers are all gone. Actually, screwdrivers are in the tool chest. See how bad I did on this? I'm expecting nothing and hoping for everything.
Yeah, that does give me a pretty cool crafting idea. To refit a tool chest into a mini fridge. With the screwdrivers in the tool chest.
The problem with that is unless you put it up high, you're always having to bend down to get into it, so it becomes less useful. One day at a time. That's how we do it. Hi, my quilt projects. Laurelyn is surviving still, but very weak. What list? Who's on what list now? Oh, lists and deadlines. Oh, no one listens. Tell me about it. Try and stay organized, but nobody wants to listen, right, Sass? It's all about the list. So did it come out close? Within a half inch. I think that's pretty good. It's close. So this is the experience part talking. I know you guys will be able to do much better, but this is the general idea. Well, you can't square this up. This distance here. So the seam is off. I would have to redo it. But I'm not great at getting this. Maybe I got it better on the second one. Let's see. Let's see. Maybe I did better on the one I did the first time. It's possible. Possible. It's possible. We'll figure out how I put it together, and then there we go.
You know, just because you did it right the first time still means that you have to do it right the second time.
Yes, but maybe I did it right the first time, which was this time, and not did it right the second time. So we don't know. And exactly. Maybe it really just doesn't matter because it's going to go to somebody else who is just looking for something to cover themselves. See, design choices would be if I did it wrong twice. The same way. Yeah, I'm just holding down the fort until somebody gets better and it is coming out and has energy and trust me, she wants to be here.
Yeah, she genuinely misses coming out here and doing the streams and talking with you all. It's something that she really, really misses.
Am I a perfectionist? The fact that it's still there should tell you.
No, I'd say you're more of a completionist.
Absolutely. I believe I can fly.
My quilt project has a good bit of advice. Step back 6 feet. If you can't see it, no one else will.
It's a quarter of an inch. I can see it from a mile away. Yeah, this is something completely not been done in the past. So this is just something that popped into my head. Wanted to see whether or not it would work, and it will work. I would have needed to bring it down another quarter of an inch to make it line up properly, and that's my laziness for not going back and fixing it right now. I might fix it. I don't know.
Depends whether or not this one's off.
It depends whether this one's off that much or not. Because if this one's off that much, it doesn't really matter, does it? Because it's all the same. Nope, not yet, Sass. We're not going there. Unless we have to. But I do have it this time, so. Just in case I decide I want to.
Tracy W. Craft Simple Life says, it's off because of the seam allowance.
It's off because of the seam allowance and because I didn't line it up properly to account for the seam allowance.
Pop will not be the one that wears the seam ripper down.
Not when you know how much effort it is to make one.
It's going to be a great design either way because it's a pop original.
Exactly. We're doing our best. We're effing around and finding out. Right, Lori? Hey Donna, if you look here, I offset it almost an inch. It's about 3/4 of an inch, so it's more than that. I do know that Sophie wouldn't care, but this isn't for her. This is for another person. Who doesn't know it's coming yet.
That's a good question, Centual. Can seam rippers be sharpened?
Yes, they can, depending on what they're made out of. A lot of seam rippers are cheap and can't be sharpened. Just so that you have to go out and buy a new one. Let's see, is this any better? Oh my. I may have to seam rip that one. Because this one's bang on.
Oh.
Huh. Did it right the first time. Now, the question is, do we go to the work of fixing the other one, or do we leave it? How bad is it? Let's see. Blind men love to see it, so. It's not so horrible, but it's not as good as the other one. So if we look at this one, and we look at that one, Jenny, I don't know what that saying is. Honestly, I've never heard it. So.
This I'm supposed to click the button.
Yeah, Cindy, you can sharpen them. I think I'm gonna leave it. Because it's going to be a baby quilt, and it's not going to make a whole lot of difference. No, I wasn't thinking about it. I was thinking about where it's going and what they would say, being who they are. And I like it, so I'm going to leave it. Now I just got to figure out how to put the rest of it back together.
Oh, you probably put the long sides together. And then you sew.
should turn my camera on. Violence doesn't happen on stream.
It might. So now the next fun part is to get the next seam lined up. So I gotta figure this out. What would LL say? I used the iron today. She can't say anything. No, she's proud of whatever I do and whatever I build, so I'm not too concerned either way. That doesn't seem right. My quilt projects. I will quilt on Walt. I have quilted on Walt in the past, and there are videos of me quilting on Walt. In fact, I did a couple of videos that were specific to me showing how to learn about quilting, long arm quilting. And I had fun doing them. She would say you do you. This was always going to be a little bit abstract anyway, so I'm not too concerned.
It's okay, the long armor will handle it. Right?
Exactly. And if he or she doesn't, off with their head. No, that's not the right, that's the wrong world. Well, Laurelyn came out to make sure earlier today, just before stream, to make sure I had lots of bobbin, so I wouldn't run out. She wanted to help, and that was how she helped. Seams being in alignment are important if you're building show quilts. They're important if you're a perfectionist or if you have issues dealing with things that are not exactly perfect. I'm going to say that's not me for the obvious reasons. It doesn't mean I'm not going to try and see if I can get them close.
Mike is asking, did Pop ever mention how he did on his certification exam?
I haven't taken it yet. I said I was studying. There's basically 600 pages in the manual that I have to study or something like that. And it's just a lot with everything. It's hard to focus. But I expect to complete it hopefully this weekend. If not next weekend. If not the weekend after that. Not that I'm putting it off, just, yeah, lots of things going on.
Takes time. How did you do on your management test?
That was the exam that I just mentioned. I haven't taken it yet. It's about the fun, exactly. This was an idea I had when I woke up in the middle of the night and was like, you know what, this might work. Let's see if it'll work. And if it does, great. If it doesn't, great. But you never know unless you make something, right? Like you never know if you get until you get your hands dirty that it's going to work or it's not going to work. And if it's not perfect, it's not a problem. Because I'm not perfect. None of us are perfect.
You would think that getting your hands dirty would be counterproductive in belting.
Are you being smart?
Yes.
It's not a good look.
I got it from you.
No, I mean you trying to be smart.
Right back at you.
Back to the sewing camera. Must have sewing camera. Must take out pin before sewing. So do you find when you're sewing, you go through the series of activities you have to do as you're stitching and thinking about what you're stitching to make it happen? Do you do that? Does anybody do that? Tuck the fabric, move the fabric, slide the fabric, make things happen, push the button, push the pedal, fabric slit, whoops, gotta fix it. Keep sewing, pretend like it worked.
Mike, he can attempt to.
Yep, it's not multitasking. Happy Easter weekend, Tracy Albert. Until it becomes automatic, see? People do it. I'm not crazy. I'm learning. Gwenny, there's a difference between talking to your fabric and what I'm talking about. I'm talking to myself. Talking to an inanimate object is something completely different and concerning. A new pond? We don't need a new pond. We just need the existing pond done to the size we need it. No more. We don't need another pond. Our pond is good. How long are you online already? We have been online an hour and 50 minutes. We're almost done. The 2-hour project. well, to our quilt top. That's interesting, Gwenny. I'll have the gentleman in the white coats on their way soon. How did I pin that on the other side? Or did I? No, it's just hiding. Thank you, Allison. Something my current boss likes to say a lot is, calm, confident, can do. We're definitely calm, and we're definitely confident that we can do this. So, yeah. Making a difference. Yeah, that's off by a lot, but that's okay. Nobody else saw it. When was the last time you checked the bobbin thread? Well, the bobbin was replaced this morning, about an hour before, and I haven't done that much sewing, so it'll be fine. But I appreciate your concern, Mike.
The stuff you didn't see, Mike. That's what you didn't see. Needs no description.
This is interesting. Gonna have a bit of a pucker there. Yeah, there's only 6 seams in this whole project, so it's relatively straightforward. Anybody can do something simple like this. It's just a matter of taking your time and putting it together. Sewing with wild abandon. Thank you, Pat. You have a safe trip wherever you're off to. Who's Bruno? Who's Bruno? Every time somebody says we don't talk about him, I still want to talk about him. So who's Bruno, and why don't we talk about him? So I know whether or not I do or don't want to talk about him. Happy Easter, Pat. You have a great time.
Is that a legitimate question, or are you just making jokes?
No, I legitimately don't know who Bruno is.
Bruno is a character from the movie Encanto. And there is an entire song sequence about we don't talk about Bruno, which is what they're referencing.
So who's Bruno?
Do you want me to further explain, or?
No, I have no idea. I have no idea what you're talking about, so.
I just thought that...
Gotta go, guys. Dinner is ready. We'll watch the replay. Take care, everyone. Love to Al. Bye, Lynn. Have a great, great dinner. I hope you enjoy. Thanks, Lois. I don't feel so alone now. Not even paying attention to what I'm doing. So distraught about poor Bruno that nobody's talking about. We don't talk about Bruno, apparently. I'm sure the poor guy has a complex now. My pleasure, Pat. Thanks for coming out. I don't think it turned out too bad.
Now the question is it square?
Who cares? It was never meant to be square. It's a rectangle.
Rectangular.
So, I think it looks good, even if it isn't perfect. See?
That looks great, though.
So I think this is a neat little quilt top. It's a pattern you can do without too much problems. Spend extra time and you get it all perfect. Square is overrated, especially when you're working with rectangles. So it will get the edges straightened and everything else. But this is a nice little baby blanket for somebody. Trimmed up, pressed up. Perfect. So, I hope you've all had some fun today. Had a smile, had a laugh. I know I did. You can do one of these too and post it on Facebook or on our guild page. And we'd love to see your attempts at doing much better than me. So, we're going to call it now that we finished. I want to thank everybody. It's all in one piece, exactly. I want to thank everybody for coming out today and spending some time with us. And I hope to see you next weekend if we're around. If not, it'll be the weekend after. And we're getting closer to the 12-hour, which will be the 27th. So happy Easter to everybody. And we'll see you soon. Big hugs to everybody. Bye.